Hello and welcome to the Cloud Council. I'm Don Poloniki, your host today. So today we're going to be discussing innovation in times of crisis, and I'm delighted to be joined by my guests, Herman Singh, founder and CEO of Future Advisory, and Ian Cohen, Chief Product and Information Officer at ICS Group. And now for your questions. So I have one here, which we've actually touched on a little bit, Herman, in some of the things you were saying, but is about convincing people that change needs to happen. But this one is specifically about how do you convince the exec board that change needs to happen to an operating model?
Okay, that's a lovely question. Look, in a crisis, in my experience, the board is normally the one pushing this agenda, right? Because remember, the board's issue is solvency and liquidity. Liquidity is, can I get cash now? Solvency is, if I keep trading the way I'm trading, can I continue to be profitable, right? So the role of the team is to demonstrate what needs to happen to guarantee those two things. Guaranteeing liquidity and guaranteeing solvency will guarantee the future of the business. So the trick is to identify the key leverage points. Guys, we've got too many data centers, too many servers. We've got to move the thing into the cloud. We've got to virtualize more, etc. And you've got to convert this into rands and cents. You've got to speak the language of liquidity and solvency, because honestly, that's the only thing that most boards are interested in. And they will pivot operating models. I've seen this in multiple businesses now, where things that we were totally married to and frozen on, we suddenly are prepared to decommit, as I said previously. Remember, innovation solves problems, but crises escalate problems. And that's what's great about this is that crises escalate problems. Suddenly the board's involved in discussions they would never be involved in, which is a great thing for you.
Yeah, indeed. And I'm seeing it. So second question here, which is a horrible one. So Ian, I hope you're ready. This is, do you have any tips on how to tell your team that there is bad news, such as cuts to staff or projects?
Cool. Thanks for that one. There is only one tip. There is only one way to do it, and you have to be absolutely honest, absolutely transparent, and absolutely clear. Give difficult messages simply and clearly. That really is it. You can dance around this, but you have to get the message across, and you have to be honest, and you have to have integrity, and you have to deliver those messages and stand up and be accountable. Don't delegate it to somebody else. Do it yourself.
Got it. Thank you. Final question in from the audience here. Again, we've touched a little bit on this, but I think this is more about the partnership. So given the challenge the economy faces, do you have advice on how to make sure the business keeps investigating new and innovative tech or service partners? I guess what you touched on earlier, Herman, was this point about it's a great time to stop doing things. How do you start doing new things when you've got that backdrop?
Look, I guess it comes back to the strategy, right? It comes back to what are you trying to achieve? My sense of what's happening in the world is we have a major system reset. Affordability is dropping, employment's dropping, discretionary spending is dropping, disposable income's dropping, and budgets are going to be cut. And so essentially, we're all interested in one equation. And the equation is, how can I deliver more value to my customer at less cost to my company? More value to customer at less cost to company. And basically, that's the conversation you're going to have with all your partners and all your vendors. Because I promise you, that's the conversation your customers are going to have with you. And I think going forward, the future game is all about value. It's more value to customer, less cost to operation.
So thank you very much to my guests. Really appreciated the conversation today. Fascinating insight. I'm sure our guests agree. Thanks very much for joining us on the Cloud Council. We'll see you next time.